There aren't many days in your life as exciting as the day you buy a new car. The trick is getting out of that car before it becomes a headache. And just like that, she's out of my life forever. What's up, my peeps? Welcome to another episode from your favorite urban traveler. Now, as the name of this channel suggests, I love to travel. I love to drive to a place to do something fun and adventurous just as much as I love to fly to a place for the same reasons. But the key is I go places to do something, not just to be there, not just to say I was there. And in this video, I'm going to show you why I flew down to DC, and for the third time, I bought a car after shopping online. I'm going to show you why I did it, and I'm going to show you how I did it, and then I'm going to show you why I think it's probably the wave of the future, man. It really should be, because, well, you'll see. You will see. A mechanic once told me, when you find you're spending a lot of time and money working on your car, in other words, it's more than just maintenance. It's more than just an oil change. It's more than just brakes. You're fixing this little thing and you're fixing that little thing, and all of it's happening around the same time. It's time to get a new car. And I've pretty much lived by that for years. Now, first of all, I gotta let you know, I really enjoyed driving the Blue Stang. I really did. I remember being excited when I got it, and I was having a ball with it. But I guess after driving it for 4 years, I could feel that the maintenance of it was going to soon become an issue. And after a while, I began to get that new car itch. I mean, I could feel that I was going to soon have clutch issues. I knew I needed new front brakes. And there was a spot on the left quarter panel that the sun had caused a bubble in the paint. And someone popped it, and I taped it up, and it was just like an eyesore to me. It was just getting on my nerves. And that new car itch was just getting harder and harder to ignore. Now, here are 5 reasons why I think shopping online for your car is better. Reason 1, you get to visit as many dealers as you want without ever leaving your desk. Reason 2, you start out knowing what you want, but the more you search, the more you learn, and you question whether, based on all the pics and all the numbers, is there something better. Number 3, when you finally call a dealer, you call up knowing everything you need to know about the car you want. Reason 4, you don't have to visit a bunch of dealerships hoping to find the car you're looking for. I went to one dealership to pick out the one car I wanted. And finally, reason 5, you don't get tired looking for a car this way because you've done your entire search either sitting at your desk or on your couch. So initially, it really was just curiosity. I was just dipping my toe in just to see. But then, after a while, it was like I had stuck the tip in, because suddenly I couldn't stop. I had to find a car. Like, I was just like, yo, you gotta find something. You gotta find something. I was looking, and I was like fine tuning and honing in on what I wanted. But then I had to figure out what I was gonna do with the Blue Stang, because I still had a year lien on that car, right? All right, so why would I sell my car versus using it as a part of the down payment? Well, first of all, a dealer's not going to give you what your car is worth. They're always going to devalue your car. So for me, selling my car first, then using some of that money for the down payment made perfect sense, especially since after the down payment, I still had money left. So I looked at Carvana because I'd seen the commercial. So I looked up Carvana, and I contacted them online, and they did like a virtual inspection of the car, the whole nine. We went through their procedure, which is pretty easy and painless, I'm not gonna lie. And they made an offer. They offered me like $16,000 for the car, and they were gonna pay off from that $16,000. They're gonna pay off whatever else I owned on the other car, right? So then something was like, oh, that sounds cool. And then I looked up Driveway, and Driveway offered me 3,000 more than Carvana. And I was just like, what? So I'm just like, all right, now I can play with this. I got someone who wants to buy my car. The thing is, I got to find a car now, right? So that's when my search for a car got real intense for me. That's when it got intense. So what had happened was there was this I now know it's called Vapor Blue. This Vapor Blue Mustang, and it had these rims on it, and it was just like, oh my goodness, I loved it like right from the jump. I saw it and I looked at it from all angles. I looked at the interior. I did all this like research on this car, and they didn't want a lot of money for it. It was a 2024, and I was like, all right, let me call them up. So I first saw it on September 30th, which was a Tuesday. All right, so now it's the weekend, and they're closed. The dealership is closed. So I called them up Monday. They already sold the car. But the thing about that was, I now know the color of car I like. I saw it, I liked it, I thought it was hot, and Vapor Blue, right? So now I go on a search for a Vapor Blue Mustang, and I'm looking all over, and this is how I did it. All right, so initially I went online and I googled 2024 manual Mustang GT. So I put in anywhere in the USA, right? Now I think the first website I looked at was CarGurus. So we'll start with CarGurus just to see, so I can show you how I got like the itch to search better, right? This is basically what happened. So I typed in 150 miles initially, and that kind of exhausted that really fast. So I amped it up to 500 miles. It gave me a lot more options, but then I knew I still had to fine tune it a little. So I wanted a 2024 initially, and that's all I was looking for. I don't know what made me say 2025, but initially all I was looking for was a 2024. I only wanted manual, did not want an automatic at all, and I wanted a GT. Can't forget that. So those were basically the only three requirements I had. But like I said, you learn more as you continue to search more, especially if you search with an open mind. I actually looked at this car, and I was going to go down and check this car out, and made an appointment with them and everything. And the thing I like about this site, I'll just tell you, the thing I really like about this site is you can put in, and I think, see if they still have it, because I looked and I said I was going to put a certain amount down. So let's see. Yes, still has it. So it already estimated, but with the New Jersey tax and everything, that's a lot of money added to to the price. So I'm like, all right, can I do better? And so I kept looking. The cool thing about this is this was right here in Jersey. As you can see, this was right here in Bayonne. So I didn't have to go that far for that one, though it was not the car I wanted. So I kept searching. Another fun thing about this is while you're doing it, you get to look at cars. Even if you don't want the car, you can look at the car just the same, because it's kind of fun just looking at it. Like I looked at this Dark Horse. Now, I don't want a Dark Horse, but I looked at it because it's like, oh, look at that. That's kind of cool. But nah, not for me. Ain't got the bucks for it. All right, so now another reason I think online shopping is cool is, look at that. That is a sexy vehicle right there. I don't even care. That's a sexy vehicle. And I look at it, I love these rims. These rims are what got me interested in buying a new Mustang in the first place, right? With the shape, these rims and the shape, it's ridiculous. It's gorgeous. To me, it's gorgeous. But you get to look inside. You get to see what the car looks like. You get to see the stick. You get to see the seats. You get to see the interior. Now this This car, for some reason, only has 8 pictures. Usually they have more than 8 pictures. This one only had eight pictures. Now, I just thought of another reason why shopping online is a good idea, which I guess this qualifies as number 6. So let's just say you find a car you like, and let's go with this one since I'm looking for this color blue, right? You see you like this car, but you also see that it's priced high, right? And I guess that means the market value of this car is not as much as they're charging. All right, so what you get to do, you get to click on it, and you get to see exactly how much over, almost $2,800 over market value. Now, and TrueCars, since this is Car Gurus, TrueCars does the same thing. Here you go, it tells you, cars excellently priced. See what I'm saying? So this is a reason you don't have to go all over the place and figure out, well, are you charging me more than I should be paying? It tells you right on the website. Then there's this. Now suppose you come online, right, and you find the car you like. I saw this one before, and oh wow, I didn't even realize this was the same dealership, same company, not the same plot of land, but the same company. Anyway, I saw this car and I was just like, I don't know what it is about these combinations of colors, but this color combination is kind of fire. And I'm looking at it, I'm like trying to justify why would I do a blue like this, but I liked the way it looked, man. It was grabbing me, right? I was like, all right, even that big old whale tail back there, I can do that. I can manage that. And then I went and clicked on this, and I was like, there ain't no way in hell I'm sitting on some white leather seats. Nah, can't do it. So then I came across this darker blue Mustang. Actually, it was the exact blue that I already had. And I looked at it because it caught me because I felt like, yo, this is fire. Now, the crazy thing is I never really told anybody because everybody seemed to love the blue that I already had. But I didn't like the combination of the blue with the black wheels. I just didn't like it. But when I saw this one and it had the rims that I liked, I was just like, oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that. The car was fire. So I'm looking at them and I'm like, all right, let me call them up. I call up, they're somewhere in Portsmouth, New York. Never heard of Portsmouth, New York, but I call them anyway. It's only about 200 miles away. I call them up, I get on the phone with the guy, and the guy, I can tell right off the bat, the guy is like not wanting to sell me the car. Like it is crazy. He is being so hard, like trying to convince me not to waste my time on or waste his time, really, I guess, on buying the car. Like he had this attitude like, well, you're gonna have to pay all this money in taxes. You're in Jersey, yeah, you're gonna have to pay like at least almost $6,000 in taxes, and your payments are gonna be about like $800 a month. I'm like, why? I already got pre-approved with your bank for your site. I already got pre-approved for less. He said, yeah, but they didn't factor in, the fact that you're in Jersey, which has to be crap because they asked for your social security number, which means they already know where I'm at, right? And I feel like at this point, I'm trying to convince him to sell me the car. And, so finally I got off the phone with him and I realized this is another reason why online shopping is better, because I would have driven all the way up to his dealership just to find out he was racist. He was an asshole. That's what I would have found out once I got up there. And so what's really weird is now that I have a car, I look back on their site and the car is still there, and I want to call them back so bad. But I don't have that evil in me, but I really am tempted to call him back and say, yo, I just want to thank you for not selling me the car because I found a better deal. All right, now here's the thing. Pissed off, annoyed, whatever, it didn't matter. I still had to find a car because I already had 2 offers on the car I was already driving. So that meant I had to get back on it. So I went back online, and then I saw this website I hadn't seen before. It was TrueCars. I was like, let me try that. So I typed in what I was looking for in a car. Off to the left, I typed in all my desires and all that, and waited, and boom, boom, top left, first car, this car right here, and I saw it and fell in love with it automatically. But on the real, how could I not?
Now, not that you need to, because I'm sure this could potentially work for any dealership as long as they're on the up and up. But I am impressed with the way Orisman handled everything when dealing with me. But even with all those phone conversations, a week of calls, I still looked them up online, I still researched them, and found out as much as I could before I went down there. And then I still had to figure out how to get that spot taken care of on the dark blue Mustang.
So I ended up getting that spot taken care of myself. Found out that if I had let them do it, if I let Carvana or Driveway do it, I would have lost like $4,000 to $5,000 on the deal. They would have taken that from the offer. So my boy told me he said, why don't you just go to Makeup, let them do it. And so I made an appointment with them on Saturday. They looked at the car, gave me an estimate. I went Monday, dropped the car off. Wednesday, picked it up. Bing, bang, boom. It looked grand. It looked better than the rest of the car. That's what was really bad. Like, they blended it extremely well. But if you like really look at it, it looked like, yo, that's beautiful. And then, so I left straight from Mako, drove to the people.
And just like that, she's out of my life forever.
They gave me a check and see ya. That's how easy that was. So that part was out of the way. Now I had to jump on a plane and head down to DC to check out my new ride, because I had already bought the car. The car was already mine. All I had to do was sign the dotted lines.
And let me just tell you, this was an incredibly calendar-filled day starting at 5 a.m. And I had back-to-back things I had to get done on time in order for me to be landing here at DC at 5:30 p.m. And the only part of this day that didn't go as scheduled was the Uber ride from the airport to the dealership because of rush hour traffic. But it's all good, because here I am walking up for the first time to my new car.
So there's one last thing I want to share with you guys. After I got an offer from the dealer, something said that I should probably see if I can get something better somewhere else, because what I've learned is dealers will get you a good offer if they can, but they're not going to always give you the best offer. If they can get lower, they don't always do it. And so something said, try your options, see what your options are. So I called USAA and I applied for an auto loan with them. And sure enough, they gave me a better offer. So then I called back to Orisman and I told them, it's like, look, USAA just made me a better offer. What you gonna do about it? And it's like, you know what? We can beat that. I'm like, can you though? And they're like, yeah, we can beat that. So I took a chance on them. I flew down there, made the deal with them, and sure enough, they gave me a way better offer than what they were giving me before. And there I am with the car. So the moral of that story is, don't always accept the first offer. If you can do better, do better. Hopefully that information was beneficial to you. Hopefully this entire video was beneficial to you. Let me know. Leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Have you ever bought a car online? What was your experience, and what have I left out? That's really what's important. Alright, drop a like on the video. Subscribe to my channel if you're already on.